Peace. I want to start a new video series on the Wazungu mindset or the Caucasian third dimension. We right now live in the mind of the most recessive, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Caucasian male. That's the world that we live in right now. That it's dominated by him. Why? The Caucasian has never known what it's like to be divine. We have always been divine. We allowed ourselves to be slaves. We weren't conquered. We allowed ourselves to be slaves. How is it that the most recessive beings on the planet conquer the most dominant beings on the planet? They're our children. They're like our children. You see, we allowed ourselves to be slaves. Out of love, we allowed ourselves to be conquered. They came here for help. Europe is a dying nation. They came here for help. We've been civilizing the entire planet. They came here for help. And I want to explain to you what's going on and why. We're literally walking around with reflections of us, of ourselves, that are lost, that are completely clueless as to what's going on, the realm that we live in, the mindset that we live in. And they don't even realize that most of them are a reflection, or really are just like the European, just like the most recessive thoughts, the Wazungu, as we say. I'm just gonna use Wazungu because that's what we use. What is a Wazungu? Of course, it's Kiswahili, and it typically refers to Caucasians being confused. But we know that you're not the body, so it's the thoughts of the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Caucasian male. Of course, the dominant genes here are the darkest of dark African female. That's the most dominant trait. So now, you are put in a stressful environment since birth, right? Your parents, most of us, our parents were already in a stressful environment because of the history. We've already been birthed in a stressful environment, in an acidic environment. We had acidic parents. Some of us had alkaline parents and came from parents that were vegetarians and fruitarians and this and that. But here, because of what's happened in North America, this group of Africans, most of us come from stressful families, with stressful past. Our parents were under a lot of stress. Our mothers have been under a lot of stress for years because of oppression. You see, so from birth, right? Your mom. We have women. Now, this is how you know what's happening in life. It's crazy. Dave Chappelle said he didn't like to use the terminology crazy because it's dismissive, and we say crazy because we don't understand what it is. I'm going to use the terminology crazy right now. Okay. What's happening right now is crazy. We have women that give birth lying on their back. Think about that. Why would you fight gravity? If you're going to have a child, you have that child standing or squatting so that gravity can assist the birth. Why would you be lying on your back with your legs in stirrups, pushing as hard as you can? It's crazy. Pushing as hard as you can to fight gravity to have a child. So you got a stressful mother who puts the child under even more stress because the child want to come out because the mother isn't aware enough to not fight gravity. So from childbirth, you're already going backwards, right? Then, on top of that, I'm gonna go about the different aspects of the life of the Caucasian mindset, of the Wazungu mindset. So you come into this life, you're already stressed out. Your mom is trying to push you out, lying on her back. Some women use the epidural, don't even know what the epidural is, don't even know what chemicals are in it, don't even know the risks in it. They just do it because they don't want to feel pain. So now you're getting further setback. So then you come out. The environment you're in an artificial environment. You know, you're not in nature like you're supposed to be. So you're in a climate that you're not aware of and naturally used to. So you're in an air conditioner. So you're in an air conditioned environment, a climate controlled environment. You got artificial lights above you. So now your lights are getting damaged, your retinas are getting damaged. You're experiencing all these unnatural things. You get your umbilical cord cut. You know it's bad to cut the umbilical cord. You know it falls off, or the baby will pull it off when it's ready. Everything in nature happens slowly. Once you cut this, your child has been inside of you, feeding off of this placenta through the umbilical cord. So once you cut the cord, instead of letting it fall off, now you put the baby in shock because it's been using that. You know, some women, don't get me wrong, some women go, oh, I'm gonna cut the cord and immediately put them on my breast. Fair enough, whatever. But you never want to do anything. You never want to put the body in shock. Everything is supposed to happen gradually. So no, you don't cut the cord. Then, if you're a male, we get circumcised. Why? Why would you get circumcised? That extra foreskin is your first line of defense for your penis, for your phallus, for your met. You know, we say meat, but it's met and medu. Yeah, so we're getting set even further back. Then, on top of that, they put you in a nursery, if the women allow it. They put you in a nursery and separate you from your mother. And you've been inside of her for 9 months. You've been inside of her for 9 months, incubating, becoming yourself, you know. And now all of a sudden, you come out, you get circumcised. I'm speaking for guys right now. We get circumcised, and they cut our cord, and they take us in a room and separate us from our mother, who we have been with our entire lives, and wrap us up in clothes. We're supposed to be naked. We're supposed to be naked. And they wrap us up in clothes to cover our bodies. Well, why do they do that? Well, most Caucasians are ashamed of their bodies. The Caucasian male is ashamed of his body. Excuse me. The Wazungu, the thoughts, are ashamed of their bodies. So they cover themselves up with clothes. They don't like their skin. They burn in the sun. They get sunburned. So they cover their skin up. Not us. We're not designed like that. We're divine. We're supposed to be in nature. We're supposed to be birthed in nature. You know. Then you go even further when it comes to the childbirth thing. You know, we get vaccines as a child. They inject us with vaccines as a baby. And as we're growing up, they still put these chemicals in us, these vaccines in us as a baby, because the Wazungu is anti-nature. We are nature. We are everything that there is. We are the universe. But you see, they are like our children, you know, and we're living in we're going through the things that they feel. You know, we didn't used to feel pain. We didn't even know what pain was. We couldn't even fathom what pain was. But we allowed ourselves to be a part of the Caucasian mindset. That's why they've been in control for however many thousands of years. You pick a number. You know, you pick one. That's why we do all these unnatural things. We don't. There's so many things that we do now that are anti-African, and we don't realize how anti-African they really, really are. And most of us are Wazungu and don't even realize that you're a Wazungu. You're just as clueless. You think that you're better than someone else, and you're not. You're different. You're not better. You're not worse. You're different. Dr. Sebi told you that. You're not better or worse. Everybody is different. That is the African way of thought. But you see, because the Caucasian, the Wazungu, is insecure about itself, it wants everybody to be just like him. He wants everybody. That mindset, that physical being wants everybody to be just like him. You know? They want everybody, they want to control everything. You know Caucasian behavior. They want to control everything. They put a price on nature. How do you put a price on nature? And, see, I got this green right here. We're going to get to that, though. But how do you... The Caucasian has everything held hostage, right? Everything that you do, like, you have to know that this is not your world. You gotta be aware that you don't belong here. This isn't you. This isn't you. This is someone else's mindset. You don't belong here. You know, we belong in the tropics. Nature Boy already told you. We belong in the tropics. You can go watch his videos. You can do the research. You can look up DNA, how to unlock it. We belong in the tropics. You know, this isn't our realm. These aren't our thoughts. So we got to get out of here. But back to childbirth, the way that European that the Wazungu do things is so backwards. You think about this. We come out the womb, and instead of feeding our children breast milk, we either feed them cow milk or formula, knowing that some of the formula has soy in it, which is tearing your stomach up. These formulas have all these different kinds of chemicals in them that are terrible for you, tearing your body up. We have to overcome all these obstacles as children, and we still come out the way we are. You know, that tells you that we're divine. We came from the bottom, you rise to the top. You come from the bottom, you rise to the top. You know, you got people. Let's see, you got breast milk versus formula versus cow milk, which is, come on now, we're 95% lactose intolerant. Brother Minister Inky, appreciate it. 95%, we are 95% lactose intolerant. You know, you're not supposed to be drinking milk. You're never supposed to take in milk. But you give it to your child. Oh, I don't want to stop drinking milk, so I'm still going to feed my child milk. You don't care about your child. I want to still eat meat, but since I want to still eat meat, I'm going to feed my child meat too. Do you really think that's love? Do you really think that's love? I don't want to get off topic. Look, so let's see. I'm gonna walk you through the steps. We got breast milk. We got toys. All right, let's move to the next step. Toys. Right. We're already doing all this unnatural stuff. We're already in an unnatural environment, an unnatural climate. As we grow older, you know, as toddlers, we start playing with toys. Something that was created that's not natural. Toys. Some other being's ideas. So even as a child, they eliminate the creativity factor. They eliminate the mind, the ability for a child to manifest things using its mind. So now you got toys to occupy you all the time, to keep you constantly stimulated. You got video games and stuff to keep you constantly stimulated. So you ain't meditating. You're producing all the serotonin and not enough melatonin. You're all the way out of balance. All the way out of balance. Because of all these things that the Wazungu have presented for you to distract you. All these things are distraction. Toys are distractions. You're supposed to be using your mind. As divine beings, you know about Kemet. As divine beings, we use nature to create everything. Everything we did, we used nature. We didn't create something artificial to do that. You know. But here we are. Here we are in the Caucasian dimension, the Wazungu dimension. You know. And not all Caucasians are Wazungu, for the record. You know, a lot of you hate Caucasians, but not all. Some Caucasians are light workers, and Not all of them are on a lower frequency. There's Caucasians that are above a lot of y'all. They're on a higher frequency than many of y'all because of their awareness. You know, we do so many unnatural things. There's so many things that you can look at in your life that we do that are anti-African. Completely anti-African. You know, and that alone lets you know that some of us have that Wazungu mindset. You know, we can go so far in depth about this topic, about how we're so anti-African. For example, what does the European do, the Caucasian do, when it comes to us being electrical beings? We're all electrical beings. Your brain, your body, your brain sends electrical impulses in order for you to be able to do stuff like I'm doing, moving your fingers. You're literally using everything with your mind. You're doing everything you're doing with your mind. You're speaking with your mind. You're blinking. You're moving. All this stuff. This is a machine. You know, this is a machine. You're using your mind to do all of these different things. So you're supposed to be connected to the earth. You're not supposed to use rubber. Rubber does not conduct electricity. But you're wearing shoes that have rubber on the bottom of them. And it's supposed to mimic the bounce of the earth. It's supposed to be better on your joints. You're supposed to be walking on the earth, connected to the earth, grounding yourself. Everything has to be grounded. Everything. Everything you plug in is grounded. Even yourself. You plug yourself into the earth. You have to get grounded to the earth. You're an electrical being. There are even people who walk around with canes that have rubber on the bottom. As Africans, you know, we had staffs, bamboo or wooden staffs. That's what we had. You know, with gold or copper. We had all these different metals that conduct electricity, and we walk around with them because we know we're supposed to be connected to the earth at all times, even when we sleep. People talk about Jamaica, right? Oh man, Jamaica ain't got no money, and they got houses that have dirt floors. They don't even have carpet. They're not supposed to have carpet. What? Why? Why? You're supposed to be connected to the earth. You're not supposed to have carpet. You're not supposed to be sleeping in a bed. You're supposed to be lying on the ground. You know, you're supposed to be as connected to nature as possible. You know, you're not supposed to be wearing clothes. Why would you cover up your skin? How is the sun? How you gonna get a tan? You know, you're not supposed to cover up your skin. That's how you know we're not in our natural environment. We don't belong here. We belong in the tropics. Me, I'm dark. You know, my mom and my father, who's an ancestor now, are darker than me. You know, I want to be dark. So my goal is the equator. I don't know about everybody else. You know, some people might want to be close to the Tropic of Cancer or the Tropic of Capricorn. I want to be right in the middle. Not Ecuador, but like, you know, Brazil, Peru, somewhere around there. Preferably Peru. I want to visit Lake Titicaca, you know, the sacral chakra. But yeah, you know, we once you start to realize who's in your surroundings, who's in your environment, the reflections in your environment, you will literally start to look at everything differently. For example, we go to restaurants. So we go to restaurants and get upset that the food's taking too long. You went in someone else's environment. You gave up control, went into someone else's environment, and now you're mad that you can't get what you want when you want it in someone else's environment. Wazungu. You entered into that environment. Why are you upset that the food taking too long? Why are you upset that the waiter or the waitress is taking too long to bring back your bill? You chose to go there. You should, if you was worried about not getting your food on the right time, you wouldn't have went there. Why go there? Why don't you stay home and cook? Why don't you grow your own food? Why don't you go to the convenience store? It ain't even convenient, but why don't you go there? That's the Wazungu mindset. You know, I want to control every situation. Every situation that there is in life, I want to control it. And I want to take it for mine. I want to take it, and I don't want to share anything. I just want it to be mine. You are supposed to learn from the Wazungu. Once you learn what the Wazungu is doing, you do the opposite of that. Then you will realize what kind of realm we really live in. Me, I kind of like it. It's actually pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting to see crazy people all the time. See people on drugs and you know, just to see all the retarded, some of the stuff, the I don't want to say retarded. They're just lost. There is so many people, billions and billions of people that are lost. And you get it. You are one of the ones that get it. Everybody's not going to get it. Everybody's not going to agree with you. Everyone's not going to disagree with you. Some people are going to resonate on your frequency and know what's going on. Some people are going to get it, you know. And some people are here just to suffer. Some people know that they don't belong here. This is not their home. You know. It really is interesting going through all these things and all these pure, truthful thoughts manifesting into us, and we all share them with each other and bring each other's awareness up. You know, we all attracted each other. That's why we're on each other's. That's why we're on the same friend list. That's why we're in the same groups, because we all attracted each other, because there are messages that we're supposed to receive from each other in order to get the big picture. Some of us got the big picture already. Some of us don't. You know? But that's how it's supposed to be. You look at the ones that don't get it, let them stay there. You don't have to influence them. If they want to reach out to you, you know, then you just be yourself, because they're gonna learn from you. Pay attention to your actions. Raise your awareness. You around people who are on a similar frequency than you, right? Ask those people to raise your awareness. If you do something that you're not conscious of doing, make sure your friends or your reflections that are around you are there to raise your awareness. Hey man, you know that you do this in this situation, or you do that. Learn from them. Don't accept it. Don't reject it. Just think about what they're saying before you react to it. And they go, dang, do I really do that? Or you look at somebody else and you criticize what they do. You're supposed to automatically ask yourself, well, do I do that? You know? That's how you learn about yourself here. You know, make your body alkaline so you can raise your chakras. Start actually using your crown chakra and balancing yourself out. You know, you're going to have to come down. There's going to be a time where you're going to have to take something, whether it be eating starchy foods, because you don't want to be too alkaline. You want to be balanced. You see the green, you want to be balanced. You know, 80-20. 75-25. You want to be balanced. It's still alkaline, but you still want to be balanced. You know, the Wazungu is already out of balance. The Wazungu is born out of balance. Ooh, that just sparked the thought. Okay, Christianity is not your religion. Born into sin. What does that mean? Born into sin. I can't even go outside without the sun killing me. Born into sin. Do you think you're born in? Can you go outside in the sun? I'm not going to finish that. You know, we're not born into sin. It's not your religion. It's not your paradigm of thought. We're Africans. You know, we're Africans. What else? Let's see. Born into sin. Oh, okay. We complain about the fluoride, right? You complain the fluoride is calcifying our pineal gland. You ain't supposed to be living in a house with a faucet anyway. You're mad. You're in the Wazungu dimension. You're in the Wazungu paradigm of thought. That's not designed for you. You're not supposed to be here. But you complain that the water has fluoride in it. Leave. Leave. Oh, it's not that easy. Well, you're not supposed to be worried about everybody else. If you can leave, leave. Don't worry about everybody else, because this is your journey. It's not everybody else's journey. Some of us are here to suffer. Some of us aren't. If you can get out of that environment, leave. You govern the environment. You govern where you are in that environment and what you do in that environment. So, I said that wrong. Let me rephrase that. You govern where you go. You know, we're born in certain situations, but you can take your thoughts and get out of that situation if you are aware enough. If you're aware enough, you can get out of that situation. You know. What else? We got the Caucasian. Excuse me. Oh, I have to correct myself. The Wazungu don't know how to read the stars. So what do they have? They have time. They developed. They have a clock with time. We do everything by time now. You know. And the clock is spinning the wrong direction anyway. But that's another story. So yeah, they got time. They don't know how to read the stars. So their time is a clock. You know. Our time is the stars. We know how we're gonna act, when we're gonna act, when the stars are in a certain position, when the moon and all the planets are in a different position. That's what we do. We don't do the clock thing. You hate, excuse me, you strongly dislike doing things by time. Time is tearing you up. Man, I got to go to work at such and such time. You don't belong here. You hate it. You know, you really don't like it. You don't belong here. It's time. Oh, the game come on at this time. Oh, it's daylight savings time. Everything in nature happens slowly. Daylight savings time. Spring forward, fall back. Those are the 2 days of the year where we have the most accidents. Look it up. Those 2 days, spring forward and fall back. Those 2 days. Why? Because everything is supposed to happen slowly and gradually. It's nature. You're not supposed. That puts a shock. Everybody's circadian rhythm or biorhythm. It gets put in a state of shock because it's a jump. You know, that 1 hour throws you off real bad. Real bad. You know, that's why daylight savings time, I don't see the point in it. I don't know why they do it. Who knows? I'm not even going to focus on it. But what else? Man, there are so many anti-African things that we do. Some people don't meditate. No, that's African. Don't meditate. Don't know what melanin is. Don't know what melatonin is. Don't know what serotonin is. There are so many things that we see and experience that we just think it's just crazy. You know, I've seen and experienced so many things this past year. man. What else is there? Water. Water retains memory. A lot of you have bad memories. You know why? Because you don't drink enough water. You should know by now, this is the age of information. There's no excuse. Water retains memory. Drink water. Drink way more water. Me, I like to drink about 3 liters a day. Infiduci said half of your body weight in ounces. Some of y'all, that's a lot because y'all way overweight. Way unhealthy, I should say. Way unhealthy, not overweight. There is no overweight. But yeah. There's so many things we can name, and we can look at our lives and go, man, okay, here we go. Farming, right? You use this terminology, weeds. One of those weeds that the Wazungu has one of these pesticides, let's put it this way, pesticides. The Wazungu uses pesticides to destroy the herbs, not the weeds. They're not weeds, especially dandelions. If you are using pesticides to get rid of dandelions, you are lost. That's one of the best. You're going to get rid of a dandelion? Look up what a dandelion does for you. Look up dandelion greens, dandelion root tea that they sell in stores. Look at what dandelions do for you. But you're going to spray vinegar, or you're going to spray all these chemicals to destroy the dandelion. And it's here for you. Well, you can benefit from it. Let's put it that way. I ain't gonna say for you. The fruits are for you. But why would you use an unnatural substance to destroy something? We, as Africans, would just use permaculture. This bug doesn't like this plant, so we're gonna plant these around it. This other bug is attracted to this plant, so we're gonna plant this around it. And you use permaculture. You don't have to destroy anything. But you see, Wazungu wants to destroy everything. Think about this. There are some of them, see, I live in the South, so there's many of them that have wells, right? Above the well, they have their garden, the big old giant garden with all the stuff. All the different plants and potatoes and sweet potatoes and corn and all this other stuff. They spray pesticides on the farm, on the vegetables, and then those pesticides permeate through the ground into the well. So not only are they eating the foods that contain the pesticides, they're also drinking the well water that contains the pesticides, and feeding those same foods to their cows, to their horses, to their pigs. Just clueless. Why? Some of your family members do this. They're just as lost. We do so, many of us, it really is a most now, I'm glad we're all awakening. And we're all at different levels. And we all found each other. You're watching this, so we all found each other. But, man, there's so many unnatural things. We could go on and on. I'm not even going to say forever. We could go on for a very long time about all the unnatural things, nature things like driving cars, But here's the kicker for me. Us in North America, we are the richest people. We are the richest continent on the planet. You know that? We're the richest nation on the planet. Rich in potential. Many of you are rich and don't even know it. You know what? I'm going to make another video about that. Peace.